Hi friends, welcome to Nessa's Nook. So today I'm going to try something different. I don't think I've ever made this meal before. If I had, I've made it once, but I think it was on the stove. But somehow I don't really think this is that meal. Anyways, the other day, one of my subscribers, when I was posting a video, said that he would love to see a whole complete meal being cooked in the Combi and a treat or a snack or a dessert. I'm like, wow, all that in one thing. So, and I'm trying to get my mind clicking, and I couldn't really come up with anything except for maybe like lasagna. So anyways, I was talking to Mary at a little house happy home. And I'm like, Mary, I said, do you have any ideas of what I can make? And she goes, well, let me look all around and stuff like that. And she came up with this meal today. So thank you, Mary. I hope this turns out. I don't know for sure how it will. You're supposed to, according to a video I found, you're supposed to do some of this stuff on the stovetop. But I'm making this actually in the Combi, which does allow you to saute. So I'm going to try to make everything actually in the Combi. So we'll see how that goes. So I have down here, what it is I can't remember what the name of it is. I'll put the name up on the top, but it's like baked chicken breasts, or you could do like thighs if that's what you would like, with some mushrooms, some onions, and you put some cheese on there, and then you go ahead and bake it and stuff, and there's like, you have some broth and all that stuff. So that's going to be the idea. So I thought that would be the main dish. And then I was just going to make some baked potatoes, you know, for the side dish, because this would probably be more than enough food. And then for the snack or the treat or dessert, whatever, is, I don't know for sure if you've ever had those dump dinner or dump cakes. So what I was going to do, I wanted to make sure that would fit in that top along with the potatoes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some of the cherry pie filling in here, put some of the cake mix on here with the butter, and bake it. I'm hoping this turns out, because this is actually Christmas Eve, and I don't know how many places are open. Not that we celebrate Christmas or anything, and I do appreciate you guys all who has told me Merry Christmas and such. I'm very thankful for you guys to say that to me, but like I said, we don't celebrate it for religious reasons, and that's okay. And I still respond back to you and everything, but I don't just go around saying Merry Christmas and all that stuff, because that's just not me. But anyways, I bring it down here and I'll show you what I'm going to do here. So I had just bought some actually sliced, because I didn't feel like messing with all that. So I rinsed all those, and this was going to be like in a couple steps. It didn't say that many mushrooms, but you know, the girl loves her mushrooms. And it did say onions, and the girl, the video I was watching, actually was dicing the onions. But I think just having them like this is going to work good. I think it's going to taste just as fine. So what I'm going to be doing on here, because I'm going to go ahead and do the saute feature, because there's too much moving back and forth, I can kind of just like point over at the Combi as I'm doing this. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of butter and put that down in there also. Alright. I'll save that butter for doing the dump cake. Alright. Then I'm just going to go ahead and kind of like separate these onions up, which if it's probably too much onions too. However, the girl loves her onions, and so does Mark. So that's all, it works out. So hopefully this does turn out. I mean, I have had 100% success rate so far on this Combi. I've tried some things on and off camera, because, you know, sometimes I'm just so afraid to really mess up a meal, and you guys are going like, wow, Nash, you know, you're really messing that up. But so far, so good. So what I'm going to be doing is, I go ahead and stir this up just a minute. I think I need to recharge my fan. My fan went off over there, so I'm going to have to pull this Combi away from the counter. And I'm going to go ahead and, so I always cook my onions and mushrooms with a little bit of salt So just do that little bit of salt there and just kind of put this on here. Now I'm just going to go ahead and point towards the combi over here, so you can. So it's over there in the corner. So it's over there in the corner here, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on the bottom. And then, because I'm going to be doing the combi part, you're going to want to have, let me see if I can't break this out so you can see a little bit better. Have this over to the combi part, which will make the left side light up. Now what I'm going to be doing, oops, excuse me, I need to do it on this side because I want to saute. Bring that down to sear, saute, and go ahead and hit start. Hold on here. Alright, let me figure this out and then I'll be right back with you here. Well, silly me, you saute actually with the door open. So, if you have not used your combi saute feature, you will saute with the door open, as you can see. So, I didn't break anything. I didn't know what I was doing. I had Mark come out here. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? So, I'm going to go ahead and get the chicken ready and the potatoes ready. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut these potatoes in half meanwhile. And then what I'm just going to do is just rub a little bit of oil on these, and I'll just rub this around. I figure I would do the potatoes first. It made me feel kind of silly on the saute. I guess I should have probably reread the instructions a little bit better before I started the video. But just like any other time, you guys are all along for the ride on any of these videos I do. So I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands real quick. I can hear the saute happening, so that's a good thing. I've often wondered how many times do you actually wash your hands while you cook. I don't know how many times that is, but I'm sure it's quite a bit. So anyways, what I'm going to do is I have the top part here that the dump cakes will go in. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the potatoes, I'll just put it face down. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. And then, I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of pepper on there, a little bit of salt. Alright, so while this is going on, I mean, it makes it kind of nice because that's over there doing its thing. And then, I have my chicken breasts, which we have already cut in half. Well, that one piece seems a little bit thicker. Maybe I'll see if I can. I'll just push that down because this one's a lot thinner. They said that you should, squish this out as much as you can. This is just one of those Pampered Chef. This side actually will tenderize the meat, but this is meant for like the chicken. So, go ahead and put this over here. Put that over there for a second here. And then, I guess I should have left the chicken over here. Sorry I'm such a bum and fool. I don't usually make meals like this to have to not know what I'm doing here. And usually this would be something I would actually make on the stove, but because it was a request, I'm going to try my darndest to go ahead and do what was asked of me. And you guys are always welcome. Anytime you want to see me try something, even if it becomes an epic fail, that's okay too. It has a big breast. You know, back in the day, I don't ever remember chicken breast being so huge. Probably all the stuff that they put in it. I would love nothing more than to hook myself up with like an organic farmer. Alright, push that over there. Redo this. And go ahead and stir. I'll lift this up so you can see what I'm doing over here. And I'm going to use that little handy dandy grabber thing that I have to pull this out. Go ahead and stir this up. Now that's working pretty good, everybody. Alright, bring this back. So now, if you've never made the dump dinners or the dump cakes, that's what I'm going to work on now. So I guess this kind of works that it's being done, but like I said, I'm going to be putting this all in here at the same time. Some of this stuff might have to sit in there a little bit longer. Let's try to use that hand between the two of them because no reason to waste it, right? Alright, I guess I should have probably sprayed that, but it's alright. It's a personal size one, so it's okay. So what this is actually just a white cake mix. And what I'll be doing is just putting this over top of the cherry pie filling. Alright. And then usually you would use like frozen butter or shredded butter or something like that. That's how I've made it when I've done it in the oven. But this is going to be a little bit differently. I think it will still work out. I'll just do some thinner slices. Put a few pats of butter on each one. And see how this happens to work. I'm really hopeful this will be a really good dinner. And Mary helped me find one because he wants me to do a full Sunday dinner in June also. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm going to go ahead and stop this right now. I'm going to finish letting that, go ahead and finish letting, hopefully this voice on this is all good. Finish letting those saute. I'll pull those out and I'm going to go ahead and cook up the chicken breast for a couple minutes. And then we'll go ahead and get this started. Alright, I'm going to try my best to go ahead and try to do this from over here. I'm going to put the mushrooms and onions actually in a bowl. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the chicken and some more butter and stuff in here. And I'm sorry about this video. I just seen that part of it's not even got the voice. Hopefully I can get everything all fixed. So I'm going to go ahead and grab this and go ahead, hopefully you guys can see it right there, maybe, other than putting onions all over my stove. So what I'm going to do, I'll bring this back over here so you can see this part here. Hopefully the volume stays on with this, otherwise I'm going to have to voice over almost all of this. Put a little bit of oil down here and put a little bit of butter. Now from this step here, what I'm doing is we're just going to be cooking the chicken just for a few minutes because we're going to be baking it. I just wanted to get part of this actually cooked up like this first. So go ahead and throw this in here. Now this is the part where I'm going to go ahead and use where the door is actually going to have to close. And I'll raise this back up a little bit, and hopefully this volume stays. I don't want to have to voice over this whole thing. Go ahead and put this in here. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on, bring this up. To go ahead and hit air fry for the 350. And hit start. And I'm going to go ahead and let that cook for like 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll get the rest of this started. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and grab the chicken out of here. And go ahead and shut this off. Like I said, we're only going to be doing this just for a few minutes. Oops. Didn't have a very good grab of that. Alright, now it's just lightly, probably nice if I actually put you down here so you can see. I did forget to put the smoked paprika and some garlic in there, so I did do that also. So what it suggests to do is this little bit of stuff that's at the bottom that would normally be in your fry pan, is they said to go ahead and kind of like put in some chicken broth. Well, I don't have any chicken broth opened, and I don't want to open up some just for a little bit for this. So I'll use beef. It's all going to be okay. So it has the garlic in there now. So I'm going to go ahead and put the garlic in here. And probably just a little bit more liquid. And then what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put a little bit of that mushroom onion mix at the bottom here. And then the rest is going to go on top. So spread this out a little bit like this. Forgot to grab the cheese. So I'll have to grab that. Like I said, I don't usually make a meal like this, so it's kind of really throwing me completely off. I'm usually use part of the stove or whatever. Alright, put that in here. Let me grab the cheese real quick. Boy, if it was a snake, it would have bit me. Alright, so go ahead and throw the rest of the onions and mushrooms on the top. Kind of spread that out a little bit. And then just put a little bit of cheese. I just have mozzarella open, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and use. Put that on there like that. Alright. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back in the combi over here on the bottom rack, like how it's been cooking. I love this little grabber thing, by the way. It will be in the link down below. So that's going to go in there like so. And because I had already tested to make sure this actually fits, that's going to go in the next row up, which will be here. So what I'm going to be doing now is put this over to the left side where it's actually going to be combi meals. Move this down to 350. On the combi meals, and go ahead and hit, well, it'll be 15 minutes. I'll check on that to see if I need more time. But now that's actually in there, so what's going to happen is I'm going to pull this out just a little bit more because that fan's not charged. And we'll go ahead and bring you back when dinner's closer to being done. Alright guys, so this is the complete dinner. Yes, the dub cake did get done. The potatoes, I could probably say about another minute. I did have this go for a total of 17 minutes on the 350, if you're wondering. I think he took the spatula, but it's right here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get out mine, and I'll make my plate. Take some of these mushrooms. Mark doesn't need all the mushrooms and onions.
Mark doesn't want all the mushrooms.
There you go, honey. You can pull yours off there. All right, and then we both will have 2 pieces of the baked potato. All right. Oof. Oof. That fell off the counter there. And go ahead and just cut this up. Now, obviously, we're going to have to wait until after dinner for that dessert to cool down to have the dessert. But this right here, so far, like I said, probably that potatoes could have probably went 1 more minute. But that's not that bad, honestly. So anyways, here's dinner tonight. It absolutely smells amazing. I did check the temperature of the chicken. Everything's fine. So this is the full meal along with the dump cake. This is the full meal from the Ninja Combi. So my question to you all, because I felt kind of like a bumbling fool putting this all together, and I'm not used to cooking everything actually in the combi. That's what part of the problem is. But I'm not used to cooking everything in the combi. But do you think that if I had a little bit more practice or something, that this is something that would just become second knowledge and things like that? Like I usually wouldn't do dessert the whole meal. I know even like Ninja, they just have like pasta or rice on the bottom and the meat on the top. They don't usually have the dessert and stuff too. So let me know what you think of all this as far as any suggestions. If you do want to see more meals of a certain type of meals. I have the combi, obviously. I have the June. I have crock pots and Instapots and that sort of stuff too. Now I know a lot of people are looking at that Ninja Impossible. It's like a nice, really nice crock pot. And I do actually have one of those too. And Mary did actually help me find a meal that will work for that one too, but I just have to get everything put all together. So let me know if there is meals that you would like me to try. I mean, it might be a little bit out of my comfort zone. As long as it's not pork or seafood, I can try any meal. Or if the meal has pork or seafood and it could be substitute for something else like the chicken or beef, then I can go ahead and do that. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm really sorry about how long the video took. But I was trying to see if I could get everything done off the one combi. So for you all who happen to want a combi, and if you have the RV life or your stove is broke, I know like when we were remodeling the kitchen, we didn't have a stove here for I think 2 or 3 weeks. And I just set up a hot plate with my Instapots, boom, and we still cooked like normal. So that's really nice when you can have like the combi like that to actually go ahead and make your whole meals. You know, you can't obviously bake for or cook for a meal, you know, of a family of like 6 or 8 people or anything like that, but you can cook for quite a few. So let me know, and let me know if you happen to have got a combi for this holiday season. So you have a very blessed and wonderful day.